Hi, everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Killmonger from Black Panther. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, then get us going. Okay, so like Black Panther, this is pretty much just a body design. So it's pretty much just going to be anatomy and building off that. So that being said, it shouldn't take us too long. And like the Black Panther, there's a lot of cool design in there, but I don't know how much I can really draw because color should take care of a lot of it, you know? Okay, so I'm getting involved into the detail. I'm doing what I tell you guys not to do all the time. I'm adding all the detail, and I shouldn't be. I should be sketching this entire thing out, but I'm still doing it. I have not stopped. I am still doing this and doing what I said not to do. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away right now. So, okay, so anatomy. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. And building off of that. So, let's get him in a good action fighting jumping pose. And go from here. Okay. What else? What else? No, I guess that's it. I just have to draw, right? Shut up and draw, old man. Okay, there's a good monster hand pose. Let's see if I can flesh it out a little bit. I guess not really monster hand, right? More of a claw. That's what I'm trying to think of. But for some reason, I want to call it a monster hand. That'll work. Okay, that's good enough for this sketch. Let's see. The real problem is going to be, not problem, the real test, I guess that's the way to say it, is what am I going to draw and what am I not going to draw. I did the same thing for Black Panther because it should be taken care of with color, or it is so tiny in detail it's almost impossible to ink in with these big fat Sharpies. I mean, I want to use these Sharpies because I want you to be able to just grab what you have around the house, you know, just be able to get something and work with it. You shouldn't have to go buy big expensive supplies. If you did, that's great, that's awesome, but you shouldn't have to. So the thing is, you know, these Sharpies are pretty fat and they're only going to let you do so much detail. So that's kind of the big question, is how much detail can we get in and still make it look good. So that's kind of what I mean by we have to decide, or the thing I got to figure out is what am I going to add in. Because there's a lot of like fine lines and little things in the armor that look good as tiny detail, but again, what I just said, all that I just said, I'm not going to say the whole thing over again. That's silly. Okay. Okay, so let me just draw some legs. Woo! Sorry, I just coughed really hard all over the place. But you didn't hear it because I edited it out. But that's why my hands are going crazy right now. Okay. So what I'm trying to do too is I'm trying to put him in like a jumping pose, because I'm trying to get it. Okay, I'm trying to get you out of the habit of drawing. Let's say these are fingers. My fingers were feet, and everybody draws the jumping pose. I get it. I used to do it too. But see how this like knuckle is like way up like that? Everybody draw. Oops, I'm doing bad hand signals. Bad. Okay, it's hard. I can't do. Let me do it with that one. Where if that's the knee, the like it's bent way towards you like that, and then the finger. See, even I have to push my finger back like that. It's like way in, and you need to get out of the habit of doing that. I know. I used to do it too, but it's unnatural looking, and no offense, but everybody does it, and you need to stand out by doing something different. So I'm trying to teach you how to do that same knee pose, what you want to do, but more of a natural. This is what your body does. It doesn't tuck way in. People draw it like as if it was way up here, you know. And that's just not a natural looking thing. But what's funny is I'm lecturing you, and I'm giving you features on made up characters, you know. So to a point, draw whatever you like. If that's what you want to draw it. Don't listen to me, you know. That's the best thing to live your life that way. Is I'm just here to help you out. You draw how you draw. I draw how I draw, because this is how I draw. And we'll meet somewhere in between. Okay. Okay, so now I'm adding some extra detail that I wanted to add, but was getting onto myself about. Okay, so let's see. So this is where it's going to come down to what I was talking about, is how much detail are we going to put into this head. You know, it's almost like we need to add, there's certain parts we got to add, like these teeth we got to add, right? That's what make it Killmonger, and not Black Panther. Now, just what I've been saying. I don't know. There's so much I want to add, but we shouldn't. But I kind of need to add some of it. So I think I'll make that decision as we're inking in. And actually, I think we're ready to go. I say we go ahead and jump. Let's switch over to Sharpies. And you know what? Let me erase some of this, though. And welcome all the people that skipped to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm erasing all the sketch lines because we don't need the sketch lines, we need the confidence lines. And as I got more confident with my drawing, I got darker. And that's what we're going to go with anyway. So, here we go. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out, and I've erased the sketch lines, and I'm stuck with the more confident, darker lines. So, not stuck, I've chosen to keep those. So I'm going to do some of the fine detail with the sharp pen, and then I'll move back on to the big Sharpie fine point. Now, I talked about this during the sketch, that I have them in a jumping pose, kind of turned like this, that there's certain details we're going to add, certain ones we're not going to add, because color should take care of it. So, pretty much we're drawing just human anatomy is what we're drawing, because it's such a skin-tight suit. So, let's play around with what we can draw here, and then we'll build off of that. So, I've got his head kind of turned like this, so his eyes are going to be in here like this. Do another one like this. Alright, so I'm going to build off of that. And kind of follow some of these lines, but make up your own too. You know, you can do this. But remember, this is how I draw. So you can draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Alright, so see, little things like that, I think we're going to make it stand out and make it your own, you know? All right, so we'll definitely add those lines, obviously. Then he's got some like anger, like crease lines that I think we're gonna add in too. Okay, so let's draw in his nose. Just to give us some guidelines of where stop points and where we're gonna go from this. His teeth. Let's see. Let's do. Okay, I see how they got it. I see the design. So we're gonna kind of come in like this. Do it on both sides to kind of give it that cat muzzle type part. And then I'm going to draw his teeth like this. And I'm going to keep them kind of open so we can color it in and not worry too much about the pointedness of it, you know? Because it's the look more than the actuality of are these teeth. You know, it's the design that's making it look good. So same thing, let's draw the bottom teeth down here. So we're just gonna give ourselves some guidance of where it's supposed to be. I say let's go ahead and draw the outer parts of his head so we can have some stop points of where the entire thing is going. So let's go ahead and work on the chin since we're right here. Work up like this. Now see how thick this is? Woo! We're gonna have to try to match some of that, right? I'm gonna come up here for his head. And I'm going to wrap it around like that. Come to that ear. I'm going to go ahead and hit that little ear right there. Then I'm going to draw this one over here. Come back down and draw the edge of his head. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but apparently I am. All right, so again, now we have some stop points. And let's do, okay, so, okay, this makes more sense. This makes a lot more sense. So let's do this top line for his ear like that. I'm going to come down, go into his brow, and then we're going to go up. So that's what I'm talking about, that he's got some forehead lines like that. So this one, we're just going to imagine that we drew it, come down in here like this, draw that one like that. And then there's another one, we'll do one more, there's a bunch actually. But like I was saying, you got to kind of pick and choose your battles. And you got to imagine that these were coming in and doing this one. Like that. All right, so see how it gave him that angry forehead look, you know? That's pretty cool. That's great design on their part. So let's do a few more lines, just to sum down like this, just to give us, again, some stop points. And a few places for some lines here. So I'm going to come down like this. And we're not going to add all this detail in all the costume. I just saw some of these that look really good that I do want to accent. And again, that's all we can really do on this side, is something like that. And a few last ones, I'm just going to do something like this. And a couple more like that. And I think that's all we're gonna do for the head. We're gonna let color take care of the rest, and that defines the look of well, let's do one more like that. Of the Killmonger head versus the Black Panther head. Okay, so I see more, but we should stop. Okay, so now I'm gonna build off of this. So I'm gonna draw he's got his arms up and jumping out at you, but we've got to draw his collar. And so to define a few things, I'm going to go ahead and draw the tooth like this. And this is going to give us stop points. And again, I'm going by my sketch. I'm not just throwing this stuff out. So it's always good to have a plan. And so now his shoulders are raised up, because when you raise your arms up, your shoulders, there's so much muscle there, comes up towards your ears. So that's going to raise up anything on your neck up like this. So this, does that make sense? These are going to be more tilted up, is what I'm trying to say, for his necklace. Okay, and I'm going to come back with the smaller Sharpie, to add the edges of this necklace, just to give it a contrast, a different feel. Okay. If you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this. I'm just kind of showing you some different inking techniques. All right. Okay, so, oops, I just touched the edge of my Sharpie. So, that being said, like I was talking about, his arms are out, so that means his shoulders are up, like this. Just gonna bring the back of him down like that. He's gonna put his neck in like this. And this one is gonna be raised as well. Kind of like that, okay? So, let's build off of this. His chest is gonna be, his pecs are like this. And this is what I was talking about. He's got a lot of gold lines coming through, but I think I want to deal that with color. So that means we're pretty much just drawing human anatomy right here. So let's just keep going and draw like a Black Panther body. So I'm going to draw his let's see, his pecs are going to bring up to his arm like this. This is where the muscles meet. I'm going to draw the side of his arm like this to his elbow. I'm going to draw the underside like this. I'll add some detail in a second. Draw the forearm to the wrist, forearm to the wrist, like that. And we'll add just a little bit of muscular detail like that. Maybe we'll add just a little bit for the crease in his arm, like the bend, like that. But again, there's going to be some gold lines going through that are going to bring that and make it pop with the color. So that's all we really want to worry about right now. So each hand is pretty much just going to be in a claw like this, just sticking out. So I'm going to draw his thumb right here, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of a point for the nail. I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to draw the back of the finger. And I've already sketched this entire thing out, so I know where I'm going. I just have to draw it out. Okay. And the nice thing about, some of this is they're behind each other, so there's only so many lines we really got to draw. I'm going to stick this finger pinky way out, like really dramatic style. Okay, so again, there's only so much I can do, so I'm going to add just a little bit of detail just to make it detailed. Yeah, I don't have my words today. I mean, I don't ever have words. I'm not a writer. Okay, again, color's going to hide a lot of this, so I'm just kind of playing around with some crease lines. Okay, so let's do this one over here. Same thing. We're going to extend that up just a little bit. I'm going to draw the inside of the arm. We'll go ahead and do the underside too, so you see where we are. I'm going to draw the forearm to the wrist. Big old muscular arm. And here, let's go ahead and add some of that detail like we did over there. So there's the bicep. We'll do like we did over there with just some creases for the fold, because this is material. This is not flesh. We can add creases and folds because it's a suit. It's cloth. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cloth. So we're going to do the same thing here, just like that hand, just a claw out like that. So I'm going to draw his thumb. Again, add just a little bit of a pointy point for the claw. And I'm kind of making it up, making it more of a talon claw, like, what was I calling it in the sketch? Like monster claw. But it's just like a, puma, or not a puma. It's not a puma. Like the jaguar claws, just more menacing that way. Okay. All right. So I like to have fun with these lines. Just kind of draw some crazy crease lines because it's the hand, and there's always a bunch of folds and lines, and you can kind of exaggerate, make it your own, and give that more of a point. These are kind of rounded, right? Because that Sharpie's very, let's do it over here too. Sharpie's very fat, and you can only get so much detail out of these Sharpies. But again, like I was talking about in the sketch, I'm doing it like this because I want you to be able to just grab a Sharpie You know, you don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of supplies. You can just grab what's lying around the house and make this work. All right, so let's go. So I've got him kind of hunched over because he's jumping. So his rib cage to his pelvis like that. There's the back of his rib cage is coming in. And he's got, this I'm going to draw. He's got kind of a detailed belt piece like this. And I'll do the other side over here. Like that. You make that more of a point. And he's bent over here. That's why I was doing that. And again, you know, we can add a little bit of especially here, crunch, because his cloth is bent over, you know. And I'm going to do the same thing for his crotch, right there where his legs are stretching the material out the most. I should probably draw it instead of just drawing the line. So let's get going. So the way his leg is bent back, you can see some of his booty like that coming in, but then his leg kicks in like this to his knee. And we're going to draw his front inner thigh to his knee like that. And so this is what I was talking about, because he's all stretched out. This part is getting the most creases in his cloth because it's getting the most stress on the bends. But let's finish up over here. So I'm going to draw the back of his leg, or the back of his leg, his calf into his shin. Same thing over here to the front. And this foot is just pretty much pointed out because he's in that old jumping position. You hear that? You hear that? That's work, son. I'll add detail in a second. Let's just go ahead and finish this up. So I'm going to bend his knee like I was talking about. And I was talking about this in the sketch, that I'm giving you more of a bent knee than people draw. I'm trying to do this. I accidentally was flipping you off, giving you the flipping the bird when I was drawing this before. So I'm going to keep these fingers out. Imagine these two fingers are your legs. People always draw like that, like the knee bent way in when you're jumping, and don't do that. Stop doing that. Like, give it more dynamic, because that just disappears. You want to do something different. Everybody does that, and your knee doesn't bend in quite that much. So I'm giving you an option how to do it here without drawing it all the way up to his chest. Unless you're Spider-Man, your body doesn't bend that way. So I'm gonna draw this leg in here like this. Got an extreme bend in it. Because the leg is bent back in like this. Draw the knee down. And I'm going to have this one pointed. So the top of the foot is pointed like this. Here's the heel coming in. Connect it there. All right. So let's add a little bit of detail. But like I said, color is going to pretty much hide, or not hide, is going to take care of a lot of this. So all we're really going to do is add just a little bit of like the tiny detail that's on the shoes. They're like these little, and you can't really do much there because it's a side view, these little like claws type things. But that's pretty much it. Color is going to pretty much take care of the rest. I just want to add just a few more little creases and folds just because we could. Just because, again, where there's stress on the cloth, I like to add exactly that, stress on the cloth, just to show you. And there's his knee, just to show you that it's cloth and not human skin. All right, you know what? I'm done. I say that's a day. Let's take care of the rest with color, make it look super, super awesome. So that is Killmonger from Black Panther. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.